everyone. Good evening. I hope that my voice and video is clear for everyone. Can any one of you please comment about my voice and video clarity? I hope my audio and video is clear, right? Yeah. Okay. Let's look at the first question. I'll discuss the agenda and how it will be. So hereafter, every day there will be two classes actually. One will be on the regular subjects, that is reasoning, English, quantitative aptitude, etc. As I said earlier, there won't be classes on every day. There will be classes on 5 days of the week. That is from Monday to Friday. But we will be discussing current affairs and one more subject, any other subject. Saturday and Sunday will be off, but on Saturday and Sunday we will be conducting tests on different subjects that we have already covered. But the PDF, here only questions will be available and my explanation will be given in YouTube videos. But if you want the PDF or any of the test materials, or if you want to attend the actual test, then you have to subscribe to our membership, which I will be showing you tomorrow. How to subscribe membership, etc. We will have only one version of membership, that is 999 per year. No lifetime or no monthly or quarterly memberships. Only one membership will be provided, that is yearly 999. You will get everything, all the PDFs of chapter classes, practice PDF, chapter wise PDF, chapter wise practice PDF, sectional practice PDFs, and different types of PDFs to practice, current affairs PDF, and apart from that, you will also get test. The test will be on different modes: mock test for chapter wise for all subjects, as well as sectional mock test, mini mock test, and complete full length mock test for both prelims and mains. Okay, so now we will actually get into the video. So in everyday current affairs video, I will be discussing only 10 very important points. I won't gather all the information available everywhere and just throw at you. But whatever I collect, the 10 questions that I will be discussing, or the 10 points that I will be discussing, will be very important in the examination point of view. I do only such kind of stuff. Okay, so we will be doing only 10 questions per day, probably some 20 to 30 minutes current affairs video, and probably on 45 to 1 hour, one regular video on regular subjects like quant, English, and reasoning. So the schedule probably I'll give you by tomorrow, and the classes starts from 28th, that is the day after tomorrow. Okay, so let's get into the first question. Can any one of you answer the question number one? That is, I'm asking you, International Day of Sign Language is observed annually on which of the following date? You have to tell the answer, whether it is September 25th or September 26th or September 23rd, September 24th or September 22nd. International Day of Sign Language. Hope you know what is actually sign language. So without using words, if you use gestures of hands, eye expressions, etc., in the form of signs, that is called sign language, which is generally used by dumb or deaf people who actually cannot speak or cannot hear. ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಇನ್ನೂ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ನನ್ನ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬೇಸಿಕಲಿ ಮೈ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಪಿಚ್ ಆಫ್ ಮೈ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಇಸ್ ವೆರಿ ಲೆಸ್. ಎಲ್ಲರೂ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಫೋನಲ್ಲಿ ಮಾತಾಡುವಾಗ ಅದೇ ಹೇಳ್ತಾರೆ, ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಜೋರಾಗಿ ಮಾತಾಡಿ ಅಂತ. ಇಸ್ ದಿಸ್ ಫೈನ್? ನೌ ದಿಸ್ ಪಿಚ್ ಲೆವೆಲ್ ಇಸ್ ಗುಡ್ ಎನಫ್ or it has to be increased? That can be an issue of network as well. ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ನಾನು ಮುಂಚೆ ಈ ಪ್ರಾಬ್ಲಮ್ ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಹೇಳಿದ್ರು, ಇದು ನೆಟ್ವರ್ಕ್ ಇಶ್ಯೂ ಕೂಡ ಚಾನ್ಸ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. If your network is not strong enough, then also the voice clarity will be less. Okay, question answer. What is the answer for question number one? International Day of Sign Language is observed annually on which of the following dates? Anybody with the answer, please? ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಹೇಳಿ, 5 ಆಪ್ಷನ್ ಇದೆ, ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಕರೆಕ್ಟ್ ಆಗುತ್ತೆ. Okay, let me move on to the actual answer. The answer is option 3, September 23rd. So remember this, this is an important question. International Day of Sign Language is annually observed on 23rd of September. Every year, 23rd of September is celebrated as International Day of Sign Language. Then, generally at the international level, of course at national level, Government of India will decide. For example, December 25th is celebrated as National Day of Good Governance on behalf of Atal Bihari Vajpayee's birthday. Similarly, November 14th is celebrated as the Children's Day. That is a symbol of love that the Jawaharlal Nehru used to show towards the children when he was alive. So, the birth date of Jawaharlal Nehru is being celebrated as Children's Day. October 2nd, which is the birth date of Mahatma Gandhi, is being celebrated as Gandhi Jayanti. Right? Similarly, at international level or at the world level, some organization or some country or some international grouping has to decide a particular day to be celebrated as so and so. Usually, most of the days observed by the entire world are decided by United Nations organization. Similarly, International Day of Sign Language was also actually observed by UNO, not straight away by UNO, but a body of UNO which is known as UNGA. UNGA stands for what? United Nations General Assembly. United Nations General Assembly. UNO is not a single body actually. UNO is a composite body which has several organs like UNESCO, UNICEF, WHO, World Health Organization, and UNSC, UN Security Council. Similarly, United Nations General Assembly is also one of the organs of United Nations Organization. I hope everybody knows what is UNO. So UNO or UNGA, which is an organ of UNO, celebrates 23rd of September every year as International Day of Sign Language. Then what is the purpose? There should be a purpose behind every particular step taken by international organization. So the main objective of selecting 23rd of September every year to uh, celebrate it as International Day of Sign Language is to generate awareness or raise or increase awareness among the community, increase awareness among the human community, raise or increase awareness among the human community about what? About the importance of sign language. Why sign language is important in our day-to-day life? Of course, not for us, but definitely for the people who are deaf and dumb. They actually live by practicing sign language. If they want to communicate something, definitely they use some signs which they have learned, and it is almost in the coming days it will be important for everyone to know what is the actual meaning of a particular sign used by a deaf or dumb person, so that we can help them out as a part of humanity, right? So that is the main reason that we are celebrating 23rd of September as International Day of Sign Language. It is to increase the awareness among the human community about the importance of sign language to help out the opposite persons who are deaf or dumb. Okay, because we generally say, we preach that everybody has equal rights. That is why we have to understand everyone. We have to make sure that everyone is being taken care of. Okay, then the most important point, another important point which might come in the exam as a question is a theme for the year 2023. So every day, every significant day which is being celebrated or observed throughout the world or even at the national level generally has a theme. Every year the theme changes. So for the year 2023, what is the theme of International Day of Sign Language? So the theme is, you have to remember this, though it is long enough. These questions are very common in IBPS or even SBA or any other competitive exam. The theme will be generally asked. A world where deaf people everywhere. A world where deaf people everywhere, deaf people everywhere can sign anywhere. Can sign anywhere. It implies that there will be someone At any point of time or at any place, there will be someone who can understand the pain or the message that the deaf person wants to communicate. That is, sign everywhere means there will be someone who can understand sign language at any place or at any point in time, so that the deaf people can be helped out by someone. Okay, that is the theme of this particular year. That's it. If I want to provide you with some additional information, then I can mention a point about UNO. So, what is the date when UNO was established? Can someone tell what is the date of establishment of UNO? United Nations Organization was formed on which of the following dates? That might be a question. ನಾಳೆ ನಿಮಗೆ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಬರಬಹುದು. ಸೊ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ 24th of October 1945. That is why again one more day is celebrated every year at the world level. One more day is celebrated. It is observed on 24th. It is also known as UN Day or UNO Day. UN Day means United Nations Day. 24th October 1945. This is the date of establishment of UNO, which is a peacekeeping body. Okay, it emerged after Second World War. I hope you know the history of actually UNO. If you don't know, maybe in future we will discuss all those points. Okay, but remember this point. It is an important question. UNO was established on 24th of October 1945. That is why every year 24th October is observed as UN Day or United Nations Organization Day. Okay. Now we will move on to question number 2. Can anyone of you answer this question? Neo for business. This is a new technology or new product. I can say it as a product. A new product has been launched by one of the Indian banks. It is called as Neo, N-E-O. Neo for business. It's a one-stop platform. It's a product where, or it's a platform, it's a digital platform where MSMEs, micro, small and medium enterprises can actually perform all their banking transactions. It may be a requirement of a loan. The bank will provide the finance for the required industry or required company, or if they want to deposit some money, they can deposit it. So the life of financial transactions for those particular companies will be made easy. So they can easily transact all types of banking transactions at one place without even visiting a bank branch. So it's a digital product, Neo for business. It was launched by which of the following Indian banks? Options were Axis Bank, State Bank of India, HDFC Bank, ICICI or Canada. Can you tell which among the following is the correct answer? Axis Bank is the right answer. Very good. So Axis Bank is the right answer. You have to remember the product name as well. Generally, these sort of questions are frequently asked. Every year ನೀವು ಇಂಥ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ನ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೋಡಬಹುದು. IBPS ಕ್ಲರ್ಕ್ ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ ಅಥವಾ PO ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಆಗಲಿ, ಆರ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಯಾವುದೋ ಒಂದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ ಮೇನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಅಥವಾ ಬೇರೆ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಜನರಲ್ ಸ್ಟಡೀಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಥ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಕಾಮನ್ ಆಗಿ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇರ್ತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, Neo for business is a product launched by Axis Bank. And the other important information, that's it. This is the point actually, but you can know some additional information about Axis Bank. Axis Bank MD and CEO. So the current designation, earlier we used to call chairman of Axis Bank, but now the designation has been changed to MD and CEO. MD, Managing Director, and CEO stands for Chief Executive Officer. So MD and CEO of Axis Bank is Amitabh Chaudhary. Amitabh Chaudhary. Amitabh Chaudhary, and the headquarters of Axis Bank is located at Mumbai. Headquarters of Axis Bank is located at Mumbai. Okay. Then the other important information or additional information that I can provide you, which can be asked in the exam, is about MSME. What is MSME? Can anyone tell me the full form of MSME? Actually, I have told you at the beginning of this question. I have given you. What is the expansion of MSME? Anybody, please? Is the video clarity here? ನನಗಂತೂ ತುಂಬಾ ಕ್ಲಿಯರ್ ಕಾಣಿಸ್ತಾ ಇದೆ. I am also watching. let's see. Knowledge ಏನಾದರೂ improve ಮಾಡೋಕ್ಕಾಗತ್ತಾ ನೋಡ್ತೀನಿ. So can anyone tell the full form of MSME please? MSME actually stands for what? Micro, small and medium enterprises. Micro, small and medium enterprises. Enterprises. Enterprise means company. Enterprise or entity means actually a company. So MSME full form is micro, small and medium companies or micro, small and medium enterprises. Okay. Then another important point that you can note down is current minister. So every sector has a minister, right? So who is the current minister? MSME is not generally a ministry at state level; it is at the government of India. So in the government of India or Modi's 2.0 cabinet, who is the current minister for MSME? Anybody? Anybody with the answer? Current MSME minister. Current minister at government of India for MSME is generally, remember while you attend interviews, if someone asks about something, who is an official or a minister in government, etc., who has to be respected, then you should use a prefix like Shri or Mr., etc. So you should not directly say the name of the minister with it doesn't show respect towards them. They are in a constitutional position, hence it is your responsibility to add a prefix for showing respect towards them, like Mr. or Sri, etc. Okay. So the current minister of MSMEs in government of India is Sri Narayan Tatu Rane. Narayan Tatu Rane from Maharashtra. That's not required, but there are some instances where IBPS like examination bodies asked, they give the name of the minister and they'll ask you from which constituency he was elected as an MP of Lok Sabha, etc. Okay, but that's not much important. Okay, but we have to remember the name of the minister. The name of the current minister of MSME, Micro, Small and Medium Enterprises is Sri Narayan Tatu Rane. Okay, and further information, this is a very important information which you must remember, and this is conceptual, slightly conceptual. So I'll write down. This is about classification. It is about the classification of MSMEs. How can you, not us, but the government. Government classified MSMEs based on certain criteria. So how the classification looks? Classification of MSMEs. Whenever the paper on general awareness or general knowledge is stuff, such questions can appear in the exam. So one is about serial number. So there are three types of MSMEs: micro, small, and medium enterprises. So we will actually what type of enterprise it is, whether it is micro, small, or medium. Then these are the two important points that you have to remember. What is the maximum investment allowed to designate it to be a micro or small or medium enterprise? And then finally, turnover. What is the annual turnover? Annual turnover means how much sales they can generate or how much revenue they can generate in a year. So the first one is, so 1, 2, 3. So the type of enterprise, obviously first one is what? Micro. Micro is the smallest, okay, then small. Small is much slightly bigger than micro, and finally medium. So they are in ascending order of their magnitude. Micro is the least or smallest type of industry recognized by government of India, and small is much bigger than micro, and medium is much bigger than small industries in terms of revenue or in terms of investment, etc. Then now we will talk about investment. These are the important points: investment and turnover. The question comes from this part only. Okay. So if the investment by the founders or shareholders is up to 1 crore rupees, how much? 1 crore. If the investment is up to 1 crore, then we will designate that particular registered industry as micro industry. And what should be the turnover? Turnover has to be, this is annual turnover, you have to remember that. Annual means every year. Every year the turnover should be below 5, equal to or at least below 5 crores. Up to 5 crores means what is the meaning of up to 5 crore? The maximum limit is 5 crore. You should, even a single rupee above 5 crore will go to the next segment. Okay. Now, if the investment is 1 crore 1 rupee, then also we call it as what? Small, not micro. So greater than 1 crore means even 1 rupee more than 1 crore, up to 5 crore. Greater than 1 crore and up to 5 crore. And here it is up to 50 crore rupees. If the turnover is up to 50 crore rupees, we can call it as a small enterprise. And now coming to medium scale enterprises, then the investment must be greater than 5 crore. It's not 5 crore, I'm sorry, I've given you wrong information. It's actually 10 crore. It's not 5 crore. For small enterprises, the investment limit is greater than 1 crore, but up to 10 crore and not 5 crore. And for medium enterprises, it has to be more than 10 crore and up to 50 crore. 50 crore. You have to remember these values. There is no other option. You have to remember and you must remember. Okay. So micro enterprises will have an investment limit of up to 1 crore. Up to 1 crore. Okay. Small enterprises, the investment limit is greater than 1 crore and up to 10 crore rupees. And for medium enterprises, the investment limit is greater than 10 crore and up to 50 crore rupees. And what is the annual turnover? Up to 250 crore. Up to 250 crore. Now, I'll give you a scenario. You have to tell whether that industry falls under the category of small enterprise or medium or micro. Let us assume that there is a company named company ABC Limited. So, one company ABC Limited and one company and that company has an investment of maybe some 75 lakh rupees, investment of 75 lakh rupees, and for three consecutive years, the turnover of the same company, which has investment of 75 lakhs, is 6.5 crore rupees. There is a company named ABC Limited, and the investment of that company is 75 lakh rupees. Okay, but for the first 3 years, the revenue generated by that particular company ABC Limited is 6.5 crore rupees on average. Then the industry has to be classified as what? Micro or small or medium. I'm sorry. Is anybody the answer, please? ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀರಾ? ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ ನೋಡಿ. ಒಂದು ಕಂಪನಿ ಇದೆ ABC ಲಿಮಿಟೆಡ್ ಅಂತ. ಆ ಕಂಪನಿ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಬಂದು 75 ಲಕ್ಷ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ದಾರೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಅಂಡ್ 75 ಲಕ್ಷ ಇನ್ವೆಸ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಇಟ್ಟಿದ್ರು ಕೂಡ 3 ಇಯರ್ಸ್ ಸ್ಟಾರ್ಟ್ ಆದ್ಮೇಲೆ 3 ವರ್ಷ ಕಂಟಿನ್ಯೂಸ್ ಆಗಿ ಅವರ ಆನ್ಯುವಲ್ ಟರ್ನ್ಓವರ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ರೆವೆನ್ಯೂ ಜನರೇಷನ್ ಬಂದು 6.5 ಕೋಟಿ ಇದೆ ಪ್ರತಿ ವರ್ಷ. ಆವಾಗ ಆ ಕಂಪನಿನ ಏನಂತ ಕ್ಲಾಸಿಫೈ ಮಾಡೋದು? ಮೈಕ್ರೋನಾ, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್, ಮೀಡಿಯಂ? So ಒಬ್ಬರಷ್ಟೇ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ, ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಯಾರು ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿಲ್ಲ. ಮೈಕ್ರೋ ಅಂತ. ಓಕೆ, ಐ ಟೆಲ್ ದಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್. ದಿ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಇಸ್ ಮೈಕ್ರೋ. ಸಾರಿ, ಸ್ಮಾಲ್. The answer is small. Why? Because it is not the condition that it has to satisfy both the conditions. You have to see any one of the conditions. If any one of the conditions is met, then it has to be classified into that particular category. If you see, the investment up to 5 crore only will be categorized, sorry, turnover up to 5 crore will be classified as micro. But I have clearly mentioned that the turnover of the company is 6.5 crore and for 3 consecutive years, it is more than 5 crore. If it is more than 5 crore, then the turnover, if it is more than 5 crore, then it cannot be classified as micro. It has to be classified as a small scale industry. Okay, it is not necessary to meet both the conditions for the purpose of classification. You have to meet at least one condition. Okay, so hope you got the point. This is not required. You need not go for classification, and they won't ask you the investment is so much and the turnover is so much. How can you classify it? Such kind of questions will not appear in the exam. But you have to remember the investment as well as turnover limits compulsorily. They will ask such kind of questions. In the past also they have asked, in future also they will be asking such kind of questions. Even in KPSC, this was a question. Probably in 2015 KAS exam, this question was asked. Okay. My moving to question number three. So in question number three, if you read out the question, can you tell me the answer, please? Simpex, SIMPEX is a joint. Joint what? Bilateral. Bilateral. The meaning of the word bilateral means there will be two parties. Two parties means it might be two countries or two companies or two individuals. Bilateral means there will be two parties. It may be individuals, it might be companies, it might be countries as well. Here we are talking with respect to countries only. Okay, Simbex is a joint bilateral exercise between, what kind of exercise it is? It is the exercise performed by the personnel of Navy or the employees of Navy. It's a naval exercise. I hope you know the defense force is actually categorized primarily into three categories: Navy, Air Force, and Army. Okay, so it's a kind of naval exercise and it is conducted every year, annual bilateral exercise between the Navy of India, Indian Navy, and the Navy of which of the following country? Can you please tell the answer? Which of the following country is a part of SIMPEX exercise along with the Indian Navy? Is it the Navy of Sri Lanka or is it the Navy of Spain? Is it the Navy of France or USA or Singapore? So, group France and anybody with any other answer, please? So, the answer is Singapore. Okay, the answer is Singapore. So, you have to remember SIMBEX. Generally, EX stands for exercise. Okay, there are so many exercises we will come to know. There is one more question today itself. Okay, Singapore Navy and Indian Navy every year will conduct a maritime or it's a exercise which is conducted over oceans of the world. Okay, maritime over the oceans or seas and the earth. Okay, na? So it's joint bilateral exercise between two countries. One is the Navy of India and the other one is the Navy of Singapore. Okay, and this year it is actually being conducted now. So it is being conducted off the coast of Sri Lanka, Sri Lanka, off the coast of Singapore. So this year it was hosted by Singapore. And where it is being conducted? It is being conducted in South China Sea. South China Sea. This is one of the most critical parts in the oceans of the world, where many countries were trying for domination in that particular area because it's a vast area. It contains huge amount of natural resources and it is a strategically very important place to access the world countries. Okay, it is a strategically very important place. So that is why China, Japan, Australia, USA, India, most of the world countries are fighting for the domination over that particular place, including China. Okay, that is actually called South China Sea. And South China Sea is present in which of the following oceans? There might be a question. South China Sea is a part of which of the following oceans? You might know that we are having two seas. India is a peninsula. Peninsula means what? Covered by water on three sides and on the mountains or land on the fourth side. That is called the peninsula. The Indian peninsula has Indian Ocean towards the south, towards the west it has Arabian Sea, and towards the east it has Bay of Bengal, another sea, and towards north we have obviously Himalayas, right? So we are having two seas in India itself. One is Arabian Sea and the other one is Bay of Bengal. And both Bay of Bengal and Arabian Sea are a part of which ocean? Both Arabian Sea and Bay of Bengal are part of which ocean? I think most of you know it is a part of Indian Ocean. Similarly, tomorrow in the exam they might ask you, South China Sea is a part of which of the following oceans? Can you please tell me the answer? South China Sea is a part of which ocean? There are five major oceans in the world, right? Pacific Ocean, very good. So Pacific Ocean is the correct answer. To be more specific, it is western part of Pacific Ocean. We generally name it as Western Pacific Ocean. So South China Sea is a part of Pacific Ocean, and to be precise or to be more clear enough, it is Western Pacific Ocean. Okay, let's move to question number. You have to remember which two countries participate in SIMBEX, and for 2023 it is being conducted at which place? South China Sea, Western Pacific Ocean. And SIMBEX is a joint bilateral exercise not by armies or not by air force, but it is a naval exercise conducted every year between the navies of India and the Navy of Republic of Singapore. Okay. And moving on to question number 4. What is the name of AI based chatbot? It is a robot, but it is actually text based. That is chatbot means a digital robot. Okay, digital robot which can answer the questions that you raise. If you type a question, then automatically it will reply you in the form of text. Right? That is called chatbot. You would have experienced in many different sites what is a chatbot. So suppose if you enter any website, then they will have a chat window where if you type a message, then immediately the bot replies by welcoming you and asking you a few details like your name, mobile number, mail ID, etc. That is not actually typed by any human. It is actually done by computer itself, which is called as a bot. It is as it is chatting through text messages. That is why it is called as a chat bot. It is developed using machine learning models and artificial intelligence technology. Okay. So recently, similar AI-based, artificial intelligence-based chatbot was released by Government of India to optimize the implementation of a very important scheme run by Modi government. And the name of the scheme is PM Kisan scheme. So to rationalize or to make it much more effective, to implement it more effectively, they have introduced a chatbot where farmers can actually download an app, PM Kisan app. In that app, they can post some messages or they can even actually means represent oral questions through their voice. They can ask certain questions. And the most important part is that AI chatbot can translate any language into any Indian language and give reply. Suppose if the person who is actually interacting with the app doesn't know the language of English, he can speak in Hindi. And the app also replies in Hindi by translating in the back end Hindi to English and then framing an answer in English and again translating back answer from English to Hindi so that the farmer understands. Okay. So basically, the objective or intention behind developing this chatbot is to help the farmers to solve their problems with respect to PM Kisan scheme. Okay. And can you please name what is the name of the chatbot? That is my question. Whether it is a Kisan e Dost, Kisan AI bot, or farmer friend, or Kisan e Mitra, or the actual answer is not among the given options. Can anybody give the answer? Very good. ಸುಮಾರು ಜನ 3 ಜನ ಆನ್ಸರ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ and the correct answer. Actually, our correct answer ಹೇಳಿದ್ದಾರೆ Kisan e-Mitra. Kisan e-Mitra is the name of the chatbot that has been developed by Government of India and launched by which of the following ministries? Kisan. Kisan means farmer. So obviously, the ministry is also Ministry of F and AW. F and AW stands for Ministry of Farmers. Sorry, A and FW. It's not F and AW, it's A and FW, it's Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Ministry of Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Okay, so that is the ministry that has launched this app. And to be specific, it was launched by, they might ask you, generally these sort of questions also will come. It was launched by which person? It was launched by Minister of State. I hope you know the classification of ministries. We call them as cabinet ministers. There are three types of ministers in India. Cabinet minister, senior rank after prime minister, followed by independent charge, ministers of independent charge. And the third category of ministers are called ministers of state. ministers of state who will assist independent ministers and cabinet ministers. So they are not, they are actually, they act as deputies to some other minister. They are not ministers by themselves, but they act as deputy to cabinet ministers or the ministers with independent charge. So it was launched by Minister of State and his name is Kailash Chaudhary. Kailash Chaudhary, and he is the Minister of State for which Ministry of Government of India? Ministry of A&FW. A&FW stands for what? Agriculture and Farmers Welfare. Next, another important point about PM Kisan or Kisan E-Mitra is the chatbot Kisan E-Mitra is integrated with another portal or another app being developed by Government of India again, and the name or portal name or app name is Bashini. Bashini is again an AI-based tool which has the capabilities of translating information from one language to another language. What is the name of the app or portal? Bashini. It is being developed by whom? Government of India. It can translate even Hindi to other languages of the world. Okay, but for the time being, it has been launched for Indian languages only. So, okay, Bhashini is a AI-based Government of India tool that actually helps in translation of one language to another language, and that is integrated with Kisan E-Mitra app, where the intention is to help farmers to get the requisite information in the language of their choice rather than in Hindi or English. Okay. And the other important component, I should or I have to provide this information because it's an important information regarding the points of PM Kisan scheme. PM Kisan scheme is a flagship flagship program. Flagship means it's an important program. Flagship program of whom? Government of India. And the main objective of PM Kisan program is farmers welfare. Farmers welfare. Main objective is farmers welfare. And the other important point that you have to remember is PM Kisan was launched in the month of February in the year 2019. In the month of February in the year 2019. And what is the main theme of PM Kisan? PM Kisan provides a financial assistance. It provides 6,000 rupees to eligible, not all farmers, but eligible farmer families or farmers. Eligible farmers. Okay, 6,000 rupees, but not in a single installment. In how many installments? In 3 installments of 2,000 rupees each. In 3 installments of 2,000 rupees each, and the total amount credited to the farmer's bank account is 6,000 rupees. And how this amount is credited? Will someone from government of the state come to the farmer's house and deliver the cash? No, it's not like that. So the amount of 6,000, that is actually 3,000 in, sorry, 2,000 in 3 installments each will be transferred directly to the bank account of the farmer or member of farmer's family. It is known as DBT. What is the full form of DBT? What is the full form of DBT? The amount will be directly credited to the bank account of the farmer and no intermediaries are allowed. Government will directly deposit that amount into farmer's account. No middleman. And that process is actually called as DBT. And it's a very famous acronym. And DBT stands for what? Anyone? DBT stands for what? You would have heard it several times, but you might not actually recall it at the time at the moment. Anybody who can actually give the definition or sorry, acronym or expansion of DBT, please? Okay. So the expansion of DBT is direct benefit transfer. Direct benefit transfer. Tomorrow in the exam they might ask you this question. So they give you in DBT the letter B represents what? In DBT the letter B represents what? The options might be bank, benefit, or some more words, very much related words. Okay, bill, etc. Okay, and you have to remember the acronym or full form so that you will answer it correctly. So direct, benefit, transfer. They might ask you about the letter D as well, or they might ask you about the letter T as well. They need not ask the entire expansion. They might ask only for expansion of a particular letter like B, which actually stands for benefit. Okay. I'm sorry. Question number 5. As per recently released draft patents amendment rules 2023, notice period for filing any objections towards grant of patents of any party in India was reduced from earlier 3 months to currently how many days or how many months. So I try to explain you the question. I hope you know patents. Patents are legal rights granted to an individual or a company so that his inventions or his innovations are protected from being copied or from being duplicated, etc. Okay, so ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ಫಾರ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಂಪಲ್ ಪ್ರಪಂಚದಲ್ಲಿ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ, ಇಲ್ಲಿ ತನ ಅದರ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂತ ಪ್ರಾಡಕ್ಟ್ ನ ಅವನು ಇನ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾನೆ, ಅವಾಗ ಅದರ ಮೇಲೆ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಇರಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಸಪೋಸ್ ಅದು ಸ್ವಲ್ಪ ಹೊರಗೆ ಲೀಕ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂತ ತಿಳ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ, ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಡಿವೈಸಸ್ ಬಂದ್ಬಿಡ್ತಾವೆ ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ. ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅವನು ಏನ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾನೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಸಪೋಸ್ he believes that his intellectual capacity of his mind is the reason behind the invention of that particular product or service, then he can actually apply to obtain a license where for 3 years or 5 years or 10 years based on the relevance the product cannot be duplicated or formula cannot be copied. So he will have the sole right to produce, market and distribute that particular product or service for certain number of years. That is called as patent. Patent ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಅದು. Patent ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಆ particular product ನ ಇನ್ನ ಯಾರು ಕಾಪಿ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರು ಪ್ರೊಡ್ಯೂಸ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರು ಸೇಲ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾರು ಮಾರ್ಕೆಟ್ ಮಾಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ. ಅವನಿಗೆ ಅಷ್ಟೇ ಆ ರೈಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆ ರೈಟ್ ಇಡೀ ಜೀವನಕ್ಕೆ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲ. Maybe for 3 months or 2 months or 4 months, etc. Or for 5 years or 10 years, ಒಂದು particular period ಗೆ ಅದು ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಬಟ್ ಒಬ್ಬ ವ್ಯಕ್ತಿ ನನಗೆ ಇದ್ರ ಮೇಲೆ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಬೇಕು ಅಂದಾಗ ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಕೂಡ ಅಂತ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಮೇ ಬಿ ಅಟ್ ದ ಸೇಮ್ ಪಾಯಿಂಟ್ ಇನ್ ಟೈಮ್ ಅವಾಗ ಅವರು ಹೋಗಿ ಗವರ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಗೆ ರೆಪ್ರೆಸೆಂಟೇಷನ್ ಕೊಡಬಹುದು. ನೀವು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಸಿಮಿಲರ್ ಕೈಂಡ್ ಆಫ್ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ನಾವು ಕೂಡ ಆಲ್ರೆಡಿ ಡೆವಲಪ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ವಿ ಅಂತ ಅವರು ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ತೋರಿಸಿದ್ರೆ ಆವಾಗ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ಅದನ್ನೇ PGO ಅಂತ ಕರೀತಾರೆ. ಓಕೆ, PGO ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪ್ರೀ ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ ಆಫರ್. Pre-grant offer, sorry, pre-grant opposition, not offer, opposition, pre-grant opposition. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ನಾವು ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ. ಏನ್ ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತೀವಿ? ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್. ನಾವಲ್ಲ, ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್. ಯಾರಿಗೆ? ಯಾರಾದ್ರೂ ಇನ್ವೆನ್ಷನ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವರಿಗೆ. ಬಟ್ ಆ ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಅಥವಾ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಲೀಗಲ್ ರೈಟ್ ಕೊಡೋದಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆ ಬೇರೆಯವರು ಬೇಕಿದ್ರೆ ಅಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು, ಅಪೋಸ್ ಮಾಡಬಹುದು. ನೀವು ಅವರಿಗೆ ಆ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಂಗಿಲ್ಲ, ಯಾಕಂದ್ರೆ ಅಂತ ಟೆಕ್ನಾಲಜಿ ನನ್ನ ಹತ್ರ ಕೂಡ ಇದೆ ಅಂತ ನೀವು ಪ್ರೂಫ್ ತೋರಿಸಬೇಕಾದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ನಿಮಗೆ ಟೈಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಎಷ್ಟು ಟೈಮ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ ಅವರು ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಾರಲ್ಲ, ನನಗೆ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಿ ಅಂತ ಫೈಲ್ ಮಾಡಿದ ಮೇಲೆ ಗವರ್ನಮೆಂಟ್ ಏನ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಮುಂಚೆ ಆದ್ರೆ 3 ತಿಂಗಳು ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. 3 ತಿಂಗಳು ವೇಟ್ ಮಾಡಿ ಅವನು ಎಲ್ಲ ವೆರಿಫಿಕೇಶನ್ ಎಲ್ಲ ಮಾಡಿ ಹೌದು ಇವ್ನು ಹೇಳಿದ್ದು ಸರಿ ಅಂತ ಅನ್ಸಿದ್ರೆ ಅವಾಗ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ರೈಟ್ಸ್ ಅವರಿಗೆ ಕೊಡ್ತಿದ್ರು. ಬಟ್ ಈಗ ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ಕೂಡ ಕಮ್ಮಿ ಮಾಡಿದ್ದಾರೆ. To file an objection, the time period or timeline has been reduced from earlier 3 months to 2 months. ಈಗ ಆ ಟೈಮ್ ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಕೇವಲ 2 ತಿಂಗಳು ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಅವನ ಅಪ್ಲಿಕೇಶನ್ ಹಾಕಿರೋ ದಿನದಿಂದ 2 ಮಂತ್ಸ್ ಒಳಗೆ ನೀವು ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಿದ್ರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡಲ್ಲ. ಇಲ್ಲ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಎಲ್ಲ ಕಂಡೀಷನ್ ಸ್ಯಾಟಿಸ್ಫೈ ಆದ್ರೆ ಅವನಿಗೆ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡ್ತಾರೆ. ಈ PGO ಫಾರ್ಮ್ ನೆನಪಿಟ್ಕೊಳ್ಳಿ. PGO ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ರೀ ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ ಅಪೋಸಿಷನ್. ಪ್ರೀ ಗ್ರಾಂಟ್ ಅಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಪೇಟೆಂಟ್ ಕೊಡೋಕ್ಕಿಂತ ಮುಂಚೆನೆ ನಾವು ಅಬ್ಜೆಕ್ಷನ್ ಅಥವಾ ಅಪೋಸಿಷನ್ ನ ರೈಸ್ ಮಾಡಬೇಕು. Actually, do you have? Are you hearing any sort of noise from outside other than my voice? Is there any disturbance? ಏನಾದರೂ ಡಿಸ್ಟರ್ಬೆನ್ಸ್ ಇದೆನಾ ನನ್ನ ವಾಯ್ಸ್ ಬಿಟ್ಟು? ಓಕೆ, ಡ್ರಾಫ್ಟ್ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅಂತ ಹೇಳ್ತಾ ಇದ್ವಿ. ಸೊ ಆ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಆಯಿತು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಯಾರು ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರ್ಬೇಕಲ್ಲ. ಸೊ ರೂಲ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ರಿಲೀಸ್ ಮಾಡಿರೋರು ಯಾರು ಅಂದ್ರೆ there is an organization or a department named as DPIIT. It's a very famous or very important organ of a particular ministry in government of India. It is known as DPIIT. DPIIT. So can you please tell me the full form of DPIIT, please? Anybody? DPIIT full form ಏನು? And this is a very important question. It has been asked several times. Previous years questions ಅಲ್ಲಿ ನೀವು ನೋಡಿದ್ರೆ DPIIT full form ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಒಂದು ಅಕ್ಷರನೋ full form ಏನೋ ಒಂದು ಕೇಳಿರ್ತಾರೆ, ಅಥವಾ ಅದಕ್ಕೆ ಸಂಬಂಧಪಟ್ಟಂಗೆ ಕ್ವಶನ್ಸ್ ಸುಮಾರು ಸಲ ಬಂದಿದ್ದಾವೆ. UPSC ಇಂದ ಹಿಡಿದು ಬ್ಯಾಂಕ್ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ನ ಎಲ್ಲ ಎಕ್ಸಾಮ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲೂ ಕೇಳ್ತಾರೆ. So can you please tell me the full form of DPIIT, please? Anybody? Okay, ನಾನು ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. DPIIT ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್. DPIIT actually stands for Department of Department for Promotion of Industry and Internal Trade. International ಅಲ್ಲ, internal trade. ಓಕೆ, ನಿಮಗೆ ಒಂದು ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟಿಂಗ್ ಫ್ಯಾಕ್ಟ್ ಹೇಳ್ತೀನಿ. ಈಗ IBPS ಒಂದು ಕ್ವಶನ್ ಏನು ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ ನಿಮಗೆ, in DPIIT, a very important department under one of the ministries of government of India, second I from left. ಹಿಂಗೆ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ, second I from left. ಅಂದ್ರೆ ಇಲ್ಲಿ ಎರಡು ಐ ಇದೆ, ಇದು ಫಸ್ಟ್ ಐ, ಇದು ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಐ. ಸೊ ಸೆಕೆಂಡ್ ಐ ಫ್ರಮ್ ಲೆಫ್ಟ್ ಸ್ಟ್ಯಾಂಡ್ಸ್ ಫಾರ್ ವಾಟ್ ಅಂತ ಕೇಳ್ತಾನೆ. ಅವಾಗ ಆಪ್ಷನ್ಸ್ ಅಲ್ಲಿ ಇಂಡಸ್ಟ್ರಿ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಂಟರ್ನಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಇಂಟೆನ್ಸಿವ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ, ಆರ್ ಎಲ್ಸ್ ಇಂಟ್ರೆಸ್ಟ್ ಇರುತ್ತೆ. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಸೊ ಇಟ್ಸ್ ಆಕ್ಚುಲಿ ಡಿಪಾರ್ಟ್ಮೆಂಟ್ ಫಾರ್ ಪ್ರಮೋಷನ್ ಆಫ್ industry and international trade. And another very important question is, it's a department under which ministry? So it is a department that works under the ambit of Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Ministry of Commerce and Industry. This is another ministry in Government of India. Ministry of Commerce and Industry. And any one of you, can you please tell me who is the current minister for Ministry of Commerce and Industry in Government of India? So it is Mr. Piyush Goyal. Piyush Goyal is the current minister for Ministry of Commerce and Industry. Okay. Okay, let me move to the next question. NASA. NASA's. I think everybody knows the full form of NASA. You have to know that. NASA stands for National Aeronautic or Aeronautical National Aeronautic Space Administration. And NASA is the chief space agency or the government space agency of which country? NASA is the government space agency of USA. Similar to ISRO. ISRO is the government space agency of India, and very similarly NASA is the government space agency of USA. And the full form of NASA is National Aeronautical Space Administration. And what is the full form of ISRO? Anybody? Full form of ISRO? What is the full form of ISRO? Anybody? What is the full form of ISRO? Indian Space Research Organization. Okay, now we will come to the question. NASA's OSIRIS-REx. It is a space mission or spacecraft. Space mission or spacecraft, or it is actually called a capsule. Capsule is nothing but it's a spacecraft. It has some machinery to do certain things designated in space. Okay, OSIRIS-REx is the name of the machine or the capsule that was launched by NASA. Remember this, the date of launching. NASA's OSIRIS-REx was launched on September 8th, 2016. Okay, it was launched in 2016 and that too on September 8th. Then it has traveled almost for how many years? Currently it is 7 years. So it has almost traveled for 7 years, and it has collected some material from an asteroid, and recently it has reached Earth. It returned to Earth's surface on September 24th, 2023, and it has brought some samples, means soil from a particular object in the space. Okay, the samples are brought to the Earth's surface and it is actually collected by NASA by now. So, and the capsule returned to the Earth's surface on 24th of September 2023, whereas it was actually launched on September 8th of 2016. So it has almost traveled for 7 years and came back with some samples, which will be studied by NASA to find if there is human life in any of the planets in the entire universe apart from Earth. There are billions of stars, right? And billions of stars can give rise to billions of galaxies like us, right? A solar system like us. So, in millions of planets or billions of planets throughout the universe, there will be some sort of a life. Similar to Earth, there may be some human, somewhere the life will be there in the form of human beings or aliens. So they are trying to study the aliens with the samples or soil from the surface of objects known as asteroids. They want to study asteroids. Why? That is not necessary for us. If you are preparing for UPSC or KPSC, then you have to get into the details of this. But you just remember the sample was collected from an object known as asteroid. My question is, what is the name of the asteroid from which the sample was collected by NASA's OSIRIS-REx capsule or machine? What is the name of that asteroid? Can you please? I'm sorry. Since almost from 2 days, this was in news everywhere. Bennu, very good. Bennu is the name of the asteroid from which NASA's machine has collected sample or soil, which will be tested to study about if there is any chance to have life outside the planet of Earth. And if there is any life, then we call them as aliens or UFOs, unidentified objects. Okay. Remember the date of launching, September 8, 2016, and remember the date of returning to the Earth, which is September 24th of 2023, and remember the name of the asteroid, which is Bennu. If you want some more information, then you can know the definition of asteroid. Asteroid is a solid rocky object. Except rock, nothing will be there. Okay, it's a solid rocky object and they are fast moving objects. And there is a place in our solar system known as asteroid belt. There is a place or space which is actually very popularly known as asteroid belt, because we can find majority of asteroids in our solar system in that particular place only. That is why it is called as asteroid belt. Anybody? We would have studied this in around 7th or 8th standard, but if you would have forgotten by now, definitely. And can you please tell what is actually an asteroid belt? Asteroid belt is the space between two planets, that is Mars and Jupiter. Remember this. This is a very, very important question. If you are attempting exams like Staff Selection Commission, CGL or CHSL or MTS, etc., or railways, if you know that the information, probably in another 1 or 2 months, there might be a big notification from railways where they will be notifying more than 1 lakh vacancies. Railway recruitment boards will be notifying 1 lakh railway central government vacancies, And generally, railways has a separate section on general knowledge where they will be asking questions of science, history, economy, geography, polity, etc. So for such exams, this question is very important. Asteroid belt is a space between two planets named Mars and Jupiter in the solar system. It is known as asteroid belt because majority of the asteroids in our solar system will be actually fast moving around in that particular space, that is between the orbits of Mars and Jupiter. That is why it is known as asteroid belt. And moving to question number 7. Yuddha Abhyas. Yuddha Abhyas is a joint. Earlier we have seen a naval exercise. Now we are seeing a military or exercise by army. Okay. Yuddha Abhyas is a joint military exercise between two countries. And one is obviously India, between Indian army and the army of which of the following countries? What is the answer? Anybody with the answer for this question? Yuddha Abhyas is a joint military exercise which is conducted annually, of course, every year. It will be conducted every year. It will be conducted every year between the armies of two countries. One is obviously Indian army, and what is the name of the second army or the country which participates in Yuddha Abhyas? Anybody with the answer? Very good. US Army is the correct answer. That's it. There is nothing more than this I can tell you. But whenever there is a requirement, I will elaborate on this. Okay. So I'll move into next question. Question number 8. Virangana Durgavati Reserve. It's a reserve forest area. Virangana Durgavati Reserve Forest Area. It was very recently designated as a tiger reserve because it has good number of tigers where it is actually a tiger habitat and it needs to be protected or reserved. Okay. Virangana Durgavati Reserve, which was recently designated as a tiger reserve, is located in which Indian state? That is the question. Which Indian state? Whether it is Uttar Pradesh or Uttarakhand or Madhya Pradesh or Maharashtra or Gujarat. Yeah, anybody? Virangana Durgavati Reserve, which was recently designated as a tiger reserve, is located in which Indian state? Anybody with the answer? Tiger reserve is a place or designated reserve forest where the tigers have found their habitat and we need to protect that habitat as well as the tiger population. So those areas where more number of tigers are uh, available or more number of tigers wander are designated as tiger reserves. Madhya Pradesh. Yes, that's the right answer. Madhya Pradesh is the correct answer. Virangana Durgavati Reserve. And these are very famous questions. Means every exam there will be one, maybe two questions as well about tiger reserves, national parks, etc. Okay, you have to remember them, and you can study what are the various tiger reserves in the state of Madhya Pradesh, in the state of Uttar Pradesh, what are national parks in the state of Uttar Pradesh or Maharashtra or Gujarat, etc. Okay, the correct answer for this question is Madhya Pradesh. Let me move to question number 9. India's first hydrogen fuel cell bus. Hydrogen is the fuel. So generally our buses were run on petrol or diesel, usually diesel, very rarely petrol. And recently we started adopting electric buses where they will run on electricity because to reduce the amount of pollution, pollutant gases like carbon monoxide, etc. But now we have further moved forward. We have indigenously developed a very good technology which is much better than electric buses, that is hydrogen fuel cell bus. So they are run based on hydrogen as the fuel. Hydrogen is used as fuel, hydrogen combusts, and hydrogen obviously combines with oxygen and produces what? Water. Is water a pollutant? No. So water pollutant ಅಲ್ಲ. So ಇನ್ಮೇಲೆ ನಾವು ಈ ತರ ಬಸ್ಸುಗಳನ್ನ ನಿಧಾನ, of course, if the technology is new, then the investment will be very high, right? Slowly we will start adopting this hydrogen fuel cell buses, and component that is released by hydrogen fuel cell buses is water, which can be reused for different purposes, maybe for industries, etc. Okay, so that is why these are non-pollutant buses which releases water as the byproduct after combustion. Hydrogen mixes with oxygen. After combustion, it releases water, so no pollutant, no pollution at all. And this technology or this bus was launched by an Indian CPSC. CPSC stands for what? Central Public Sector Enterprise. Central Public Sector Enterprise means nothing but central government enterprises or enterprises run and maintained by Government of India are called CPSCs. What are CPSCs? CPSCs are the big companies or generally companies run by Government of India. CPSC stands for Central Public Sector Enterprise, and Central Public Sector Enterprises are generally those enterprises where Government of India, GOI means Government of India has a stakeholding percentage or shareholding percentage of at least 51%. Stakeholding percentage of at least 51%. So if Government of India holds at least 51% stake in a particular company, it is called as a CPSC or Central Public Sector Enterprise. My question is, India's first hydrogen fuel cell bus was developed by which Indian Central Public Sector Enterprise? The answer is IOC. IOC stands for Indian Oil Corporation. Indian Oil Corporation. Remember, Indian Oil Corporation is designated as a Maharatna company. You can try and understand what is a Maharatna company. There is a classification known as Maharatna, Navaratna, and Mini Ratna. So, what is a Maharatna company? What is a Navaratna company? And what is a Mini Ratna company? Of course, all this entire classification is only limited to government or central public sector, central government companies only, CPSC, Central Public Sector Enterprises, and not for any corporate private companies. It is only for government companies. And Indian Oil Corporation, which developed the technology of hydrogen fuel cell, to be implemented in the buses, it is a Maharatna company. Okay, you have to remember this. Which organization developed India's first hydrogen fuel cell bus? It was developed by IOC, Indian Oil Corporation. It is a Maharatna company. And the MD, Managing Director cum Chairman, Managing Director cum Chairman of Indian Oil. We generally designate, the designation is CMD, Chairman cum Managing Director. CMD of Indian Oil Corporation is Shrikant Madhav Shrikant Madhav Vaidya. Shrikant Madhav Vaidya is the current Chairman cum Managing Director or CMD of Indian Oil Corporation, which is a Maharatna Central Public Sector Enterprise. And the another important question is where this bus was launched, where the first hydrogen fuel cell bus was launched. It was launched in the city of Delhi, which is the most polluted city of India. It was launched in the city of Delhi. This is another important question. Tomorrow in the exam, they might not ask you about IOC. They might ask you about the city where the bus was launched. The answer will be what? Delhi. Or they might ask you, what is the byproduct of the combustion in hydrogen fuel cell bus? It releases actually water, which is a non-pollutant. So these are pollution-free buses. Okay. Then the final question for today is the first edition. First edition of Asian Games was held in which year? Yesterday and today you would have read so many news about the medals won by Indian athletes at the current ongoing Asian Games. They are ongoing in a city of China, right? But my question is not about the current edition. My question is about first edition. When first Asian Games took place, what in which year? Whether it is 1950 or 48 or 52 or 51 or 55. The answer is 1951. The first Asian Games was held in the year 1951, and another important point is they were held in Delhi, India only. First Asian Games were held in 1951, Delhi, India. Asian Games were Asian Games are really important because they are seen as alternative to Olympics, but at the level of Asian continent only, or they are equal to Olympics, Olympics of Asia. You can even call them as Olympics of Asia as well. Okay, so only Asian countries will participate in Asian Games. And the other important point that you have to know is Asian Games are conducted by a body which is actually known as Asian Games Federation. Asian Games Federation. Asian Games Federation. And another important point is this Asian Games Federation is headquartered at. Where is the headquarters of Asian Games Federation located? Asian Games Federation headquarters is located at again Delhi, India. So the points that you need to remember is currently 19th edition of Asian Games are happening. Currently 19th edition of Asian Games are happening in the city of Hangzhou, Hangzhou, China. This is 19th edition. Actually, they were to be conducted in 2022, but due to Corona pandemic and various other disturbances, it was postponed to 2023 September instead of 2022. And it is the 19th edition of Asian Games. And the first edition of Asian Games was held in the year 1951, and they were held at Delhi, the capital city of India. Generally, Asian Games are conducted by a body known as Asian Games Federation, which has its headquarters at Delhi, India. ಹೇಗಾದ್ರೆ ನಮಗೆ ಫಿಫಾ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಕಪ್ ನ ಫಿಫಾ ಅನ್ನೋ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಹಾಗೆ ಕ್ರಿಕೆಟ್ ವರ್ಲ್ಡ್ ಕಪ್ ಅನ್ನ ಐಸಿಸಿ ಅನ್ನೋ ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು, ಹಾಗೆ ಏಷ್ಯನ್ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡೋದು ಕೂಡ ಒಂದು ಆರ್ಗನೈಸೇಷನ್ ಇದೆ. ಅದನ್ನೇ ಏಷ್ಯನ್ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ ಫೆಡರೇಷನ್ ಅಂತ ಕರೀತೀವಿ. ಒಲಿಂಪಿಕ್ಸ್ ಆದ್ರೆ ಇಂಟರ್ನ್ಯಾಷನಲ್ ಒಲಿಂಪಿಕ್ ಅಸೋಸಿಯೇಷನ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತೆ, ಹಾಗೆ ಏಷ್ಯನ್ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ ಅನ್ನ ಏಷ್ಯನ್ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ ಫೆಡರೇಷನ್ ಕಂಡಕ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡುತ್ತದೆ. ಏಷ್ಯನ್ ಗೇಮ್ಸ್ ಫೆಡರೇಷನ್ ಹೆಡ್ಕ್ವಾರ್ಟರ್ಸ್ ಬಂದು ಡೆಲ್ಲಿ, ಇಂಡಿಯಾದಲ್ಲಿ ಇದೆ. So these are the 10 questions for today. So thank you for your valuable time. Can you please provide the feedback? How was the class? Whether it was boring or anything needs to be changed? Unnecessary explanations ಏನಾದರೂ ಇದೆನಾ ನೀವು ಹೇಳಿದಂಗೆ ಅಡಾಪ್ಟ್ ಮಾಡ್ಕೊಂತ ಹೋಗೋಣ. And the PDFs that we provide will have more information and better content. ಓಕೆನಾ? ಮತ್ತೆ ಫ್ರೀ ಮಾಡೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಮತ್ತೆ ನಾವು 1000 ರೂಪೀಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟೋದಕ್ಕೂ ಅಥವಾ 999 ರೂಪೀಸ್ ಕಟ್ಟೋದಕ್ಕೂ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಏನು ಅಂದ್ರೆ ತುಂಬಾ ವ್ಯತ್ಯಾಸ ಇರುತ್ತೆ obviously. So how was the class? How you felt? Whether it is useful or anything needs to be changed, the approach or strategy, content, etc. Okay, then if you have any suggestions, you can provide me the suggestions. You can even mention it in the group. Okay. Okay. Thank you for your valuable time. Have a good day. Good night.